In other news, it appears that despite some objections, government is moving ahead with plans to implement the Styrofoam ban come 2020. Today, Government Senator Matthew Samuda rejected calls for a delay. Now, it was his resolution in the Senate which led to the push to ban single-use plastic items. In his State of the Nation debate presentation in the Upper House, Mr. Samuda said any decision to change the date of the Styrofoam ban would be a retrograde step. TVJ's Vashon Brown has more.
Come January 1, 2020, a ban on Styrofoam should be in effect, but some private sector groups have been calling for a delay in the implementation of the ban. Jamaica Environment Trust, JET, has been urging the government to dismiss those appeals. Government Senator Matthew Samuda says he's been watching the public discussions and in particular, he's noted the request from private sector officials for a delay.
I need to put it on the record of this parliament and state publicly, I have no intention of supporting such a request and consideration for such a request, Mr. President.
Mr. Samuda argues that varying levels of public consultations have been taking place on this issue over the years. He further argues that the first phase of the Styrofoam ban started from January this year with the curtailing of the importation of Styrofoam.
Whereas I will not re-debate the reasons for the ban, I believe it's important to point out two. One, both made in the UN Environmental Programme State of Plastics report in 2018. And why it's important to point these out and put them on the record of the Parliament is because that report would not have been available to us in 2016 when we debated it. One is that expanded polystyrene foam contains carcinogens.
In other words, it's a substance capable of causing cancer, and there are also other issues with Styrofoam.
The UN has moved the expectation of biodegradability of expanded polystyrene foam from 450 years to 1,000 years, Mr. President. There is no economic model that even the accomplished economists in the room like Senator Horton would be able to do to work out the cost of storage for 1,000 years without knowing the other factors, Mr. President, of this material. It means that any container or material or lunchbox or cup that we have ever used in this country with Styrofoam will be around long after we are not around, Mr. President. It means it will be around for upwards of 1,000 years, Mr. President.
The government senator insists that any delay in the implementation of the ban will be a retrograde step.
This government has displayed clearly an unparalleled commitment to environmental protection and should not backslide.
Vashon Brown, TVJ News.